This episode of Marijuana Today Daily is brought to you by Ease, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery. Pop open ease.com to check out if your local part of California is allowing for legal cannabis delivery. Ease knows that one of the things that legal cannabis companies need to do to thrive in today's ever so dynamic industry is to set and follow strict business and operational guidelines that not only help to ensure that they and all of their customers are compliant with California state law, but also that the quality of their products are top notch and second to none. That's the great thing about being super strict about quality control. It shows up in what you sell. Find out for yourself just how good the buying experience can be for legal cannabis delivery by opening up ease.com, which is spelled E-A-Z-E. If you live in a part of California that allows for delivery and Ease is active there, you can get your first order started within minutes. And don't forget, ease.com/blog is where you go when you want valuable industry insight and analysis, as well as to read about all the other cool things that Ease is up to. That's ease.com and ease.com/blog. Good morning, Marijuana Nation. It's Monday, March 26th, 2018, and you're tuned in to episode 454 of Marijuana Today Daily. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'll be walking you through today's marijuana news and headlines. As always, we have a full and busy day of cannabis news in our hands, so let's jump right into it. Our top story this fine Monday is the news that Donald Trump signed into law a federal budget that keeps the government running for the next 6 months, and as we reported last week, extends the protections state legal medical marijuana enjoys from persecution by the Department of Justice. After feebly threatening to veto the bill because funding for his stupid border wall was not included, President Trump signed the budget into law without including a signing statement indicating his right to ignore the medical marijuana protections in the future, as he did last May when the provision was similarly passed. As Tom Angel over at Marijuana Moments picked up and pointed out, the fact that the signing statement wasn't included this time is more likely to be a result of administrative disorganization rather than any kind of change in cannabis policy. Given that Trump's presidency is falling apart like a snow cone held under a heat lamp, it's understandable that no one in the administration got around to writing up a signing statement. As always, Tom's piece is worth the click over and read. On Friday, the Office of the Attorney General of Arkansas filed a notice that it would be appealing the decision made last week by Pulaski County Circuit Judge Wendell Griffin that effectively shut down the state's medical marijuana program. The ruling by Judge Griffin found that the scoring process that the state carried out in evaluating the various applications for the 5 available cultivation licenses was unconstitutional. Marijuana Business Daily spoke to activist David Couch, the main driving force behind the 2016 ballot measure that opened up legal cannabis in the state, who thinks the appeal could delay the rollout of the program even more than if the state had just sought some kind of third-party review of the process. We'll keep an eye on this one for sure. Our final top story of the day wraps us up in my corner of the country here in Maine, as state lawmakers are considering a plan to introduce, for the first time, a licensing type for legal cannabis extracts and concentrates businesses. The state is currently working to implement an adult use cannabis sales system while also modifying the medical program with an eye on a future where both exist side by side. As it stands now, the legal picture for cannabis extracts is a little muddy, and lawmakers want to clarify the system by offering 2 different types of licenses, one for processing up to 40 pounds of flower at one time and another for handling up to 200 pounds. This is another good one to open up for the full read, especially if you're involved in the Maine market yourself. Those are our top stories for today. It's time for Marijuana Today Daily Headlines Blitz. Before we blitz it in headlines, let's quickly thank our sponsor, Ease, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery. Ease.com is where you go for legal Golden State cannabis delivery, and ease.com/blog is where to turn to read the helpful insight and analysis the Ease team has gleaned from their properly aggregated and anonymized sales data stream. One of their cool new pieces is a look at how California is taxing legal marijuana sales, including those to medical patients. If you've ever wondered where all those legal California marijuana taxes go, ease.com/blog has you covered. You can also find their 2017 State of Cannabis Data Report, which has a ton of great information, knowledge, and wisdom about the shopping and consumption habits of the modern day cannabis buyer. One more time, that's ease.com, spelled E-A-Z-E, and ease.com/blog. Thanks to everyone over at Ease for all the support. All right, time for the Blitz. As Pennsylvania works to roll out their new medical marijuana program, one of the leadership positions the state is carving out is in the support of the academic research on marijuana. Under state law, permission will be given out to select medical schools to carry out research on cannabis. The state will soon start accepting applications from schools, and PennLive is reporting that at least one, the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine, plans on applying. In all, there are 8 licenses for study to be had. Click over to PennLive for all the details on this one. The Canadian province of Alberta released a budget proposal late last week that predicts that their legal cannabis system will lose money for the first 2 years before gaining financial sustainability. In all, Alberta is projecting to lose $90 million in the first 2 years in operational costs before realizing a net income of $37 million in 2020-21. Swinging down to Louisiana for a headline, we find concerns that the size of the market that will be created under the state's limited medical marijuana program will be too small to allow licensed providers to operate profitably. Louisiana patients can become registered if they live with one of 10 serious medical qualifying conditions, which does not include pain, the most common qualifying conditions in most medical states. This is another good one to open up in full. Colorado-based beer company New Belgium Brewing just announced that they are releasing a new beer next month made using hemp. Their new Hemperor HPA has been in development for a number of years and uses a part of the hemp plant that is less restricted by federal law than others. I'm not really a beer guy myself, but this is a big potential market, so it's good to see something of this quality come out. The Inquisitr picked up on a new study that finds that it's getting pretty darn easy to buy cannabis online now in the United States, even for shoppers who don't live in fully legal states. Researchers at the San Diego University Graduate School of Public Health compared the frequency of certain words like marijuana, cannabis, buy, and order, and found their numbers tripling between 2005 and 2017, with the greatest growth seen in states with legal systems like Colorado and Oregon. Click over and read the study yourself, which is always a good thing to do. The Denver Post has a great story up about efforts in Colorado by the state's Department of Transportation to raise awareness of the supposed dangers of driving after using cannabis. Regular listeners know that this is an issue that pops up all the time in the headlines as lawmakers across the nation struggle to find solutions to a problem that might not really exist. One of the complications is that impairment caused by alcohol is both scientifically valid and easy to quantify via a roadside breathalyzer test, but neither of those things are true for marijuana. Colorado officials are frustrated because surveys are finding that the average cannabis consumer is both unconcerned about how dangerous driving high is supposed to be and likely to do it on a fairly regular basis. Yet another good one to read in full. And finally for today, the New York Times took a deep dive into the positive economic impact that legal medical marijuana could bring to the Arkansas town of Cotton Plant. This is a good proxy story for innumerable towns across the U.S. in need of the good economic stimulus that legal cannabis can provide. As we've been reporting, things are a little up in the air right now in Arkansas for medical marijuana, which I think makes this story all the more impactful. Those are the headlines and news for the day. I'll be back with you again tomorrow morning with another information-packed episode of Marijuana Today Daily. But in the meantime, if you have any stories to share or feedback to give, zip us an email to headlines@mjtodaydaily.com. And while you're clicking around the interwebs, swing over to our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily and visit our website at mjtodaydaily.com to find links to all the news we cover. Thanks to our sponsor, Ease, and to all of our awesome Patreon listeners for the support that makes this show possible. To join the illustrious ranks of the Patreon listeners yourself, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com and click on that big blue button at the top of the page that says Become a Patron. I'm your host, Shay Gunther. Thanks for tuning in and starting your day with marijuana today.
One take, Shay. One take.